Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another episode of The Walk Around. Grab your popcorn, get some drinks, and enjoy the show. Alrighty, what's up guys, and welcome back to episode 11. I'm on top of things now. We reassessed the situation. We got a few of the episodes wrong with the last maybe 3 or 4 episodes, but yeah. And this bike, we actually sold it probably about a week or 2 ago, and then it actually ended up coming back. And yeah, the reason might surprise you, because customer actually came in and asking for the fastest 1000 that we had, and this at the time was the fastest one we had, and he took it. And yeah, the reason it came back was because he said it was actually too fast. So yeah, I mean, each their own, guys. You know, sometimes it's, you know, you think you want something and then you jump into that thing, and then you realize that maybe you don't want that thing anymore. So yeah, for that kind of guy, I would definitely recommend the likes of maybe like a 765, you know, Z700 or 750, or maybe even a Z900. But yeah, no, for that customer, or maybe even the likes of like a CBR 1000, you know, it won't be as crazy, but yeah, nonetheless, it's back, and for a good reason. So yeah, guys, this is a 2006 Yamaha YZF-R1, and funny enough, it is actually the year model of the R1s that I love the most. For some reason, it's just this little kind of air duct here, and the whole nose of the bike, and I don't know, it just looks so menacing. As you guys can see, we've got some nice little bar ends over there, looking super snazzy. These look like they've actually got bar ends on top of bar ends. But I mean, nonetheless, the further these things stick out, the more they're going to protect your bike. So yeah, it's a huge W in my opinion. And this actually looks like a new throttle cable. But yeah, I'm not going to say for 100% certainty, but it does look like it's a new throttle cable. And then yeah, I know these grips look a little bit fat, and that's because there's actually grips underneath here. So you guys would have seen, what bike was it that was this? Yeah, 750. The 750 had like those metal grips, and then there's a little bit of rubber. Same story on here, but this guy somehow managed to get another set of grips on top. So yeah, if you're not crazy about the thickness of that, you can just take these grips off. There are some grips underneath it. And then you guys will see here up at the front, you've got some beautiful winglet mirrors. Again, in my opinion, it's a no-brainer. They do work. I know a lot of people are like, woo, they work. And then you can also get the ones with the indicators. However, as you can see, we do have some little indicators down there, so that's not necessary. And then, yeah, just a little bit of a black wrap on that windscreen. Sorry, I don't know why people actually do this. It's very interesting to me. I don't really get it, but nonetheless, it does look quite nice actually. I think it's kind of in the middle of having a full tint and still being able to see. So yeah, cosmetically it does look nice. However, I don't think there's much functionality behind that wrap there at the bottom. But yeah, nonetheless, guys, going a little bit further down, we've got a very nice modification that's been done, which is these steel braided lines. Super nice. I love that they matched it to the bike as well with the red, and you'll see they just sit behind there. Super nice. It just looks nice, you know, with the red and the gold, and looks like Iron Man. But yeah, it's a nice modification to have. You know, obviously the average Joe isn't going to notice the difference between steel braided and rubber lines, but it is just something nice to have on the bike, especially in terms of longevity. In my opinion, they kind of hit the sweet spot here when it comes to cosmetic design. But I mean, yeah, nonetheless, nowadays, those new 2020 plus R1s look absolutely crazy. But yeah, in my opinion, guys, this thing is pretty snazzy. I love it. I love the red. It's just there's the perfect amount of red to black going on. And even just this shade of red, it's so nice. Such a well done paint job. That's the other thing. Even just all of these casings on the right side, obviously it's been resprayed, but it just looks absolutely brilliant. So yeah, nonetheless, guys, as we always do, we'll have a look at some of the modifications / things I just want to bring your attention to. Following that, we'll have a look at damage, which just from a brief look, I'm not really seeing anything. And then yeah, we'll give you guys a nice little startup. Unfortunately, I haven't ridden an R1 properly. I have ridden one, but I haven't ridden it enough to give you guys a good idea of what this thing is like in terms of performance, and thus I'm not really going to speak about that. But yeah, guys, as I said, that previous customer, he did bring it back because he said it was too fast. So I think that's all that needs to be said about this thing. But yeah, first things first, guys. For me, it's an absolute must. We've got some beautiful adjustable shorty levers on there. 10 out of 10. yeah, if you don't have them, get them. They're going to change your riding experience. There's a very few people who will actually enjoy the longer levers, and that's guys who are riding all the way out here. Obviously, you can see, and you might be like, oh, why would you put your hand here? The grip's there. Guys, there are people out there who ride literally resting their palms on there, and that's it. That's how they ride. I don't know if you guys can see, but yeah, there you go. That's how some people ride. So yeah, I mean, it does come down to personal preference, but yeah, in my opinion, it's an absolute no-brainer. Then you also see at the back over there, guys, you've also got the steel-braided lines, and then over here you'll see a very, very, very common modification. That's actually one that I always recommend. Some nice little crash bobbins. So again, if the bike falls, this is going to protect all of your fairings and all of that sort of stuff. Whatever your bar end doesn't protect, this will protect. So yeah, it's just a super nice thing to have on a bike. You know, rather get them and your bike looks a little bit weird than not have them and then you drop your bike and now your fairings are not looking lekker. The nice thing about it on here is that you actually don't really, it's not too sticky outy, so you don't see it too much. And then yeah, just over here, guys, as I said, freshly painted casing. I must say the gloss looks super, super nice. So under here, that's your normal kind of casing paint, where it's more normally like a matte color. But this gloss on here looks absolutely stunning. So yeah, never seen it before, but looks really, really nice. I love what they've done there. And then I've just noticed now, this is actually a Brembo rear master cylinder. So I don't think that these bikes came stock with the Brembo masters. However, yeah, it's just, again, it's a nice thing to have on there. Yeah, because I see we've just got some normal, I think it's Nissan or Nissan calipers, very, very common calipers. But yeah, nothing too crazy, not like the Brembo calipers. Nonetheless, they're gonna do their job. We've got a nice little seat cover over there, looking pretty snazzy. Exhaust, guys, I'm not too sure what we've got going on here, purely based on how it's all orientated there. I think this is probably just a normal stock system. Yeah, just by the way it fits in there absolutely perfectly. So yeah, I'm not seeing any modifications there to the link pipe or anything like that. So yeah, I do think these are stock pipes. At the end of the day, you know, you can't really go wrong with stock pipes. Obviously, they're not going to be too loud, but you know, the bike's going to be tuned, and airflow and fuel ratio and all of that sort of stuff's going to be, you know, adjusted as per your exhaust and all of that sort of stuff. So yeah, obviously it is better to keep it stock unless you're going to go get a proper performance pipe and get the bike tuned and on the whole 9 yards. But yeah, nonetheless, looking pretty snazzy. Seat has definitely been reupholstered. This is not your stock seat, but it looks very, very, very nice nonetheless. It's actually quite a fancy seat. You know, they actually did quite a good job on the design of that. Looks super, super cool. Also got a nice little tank bed there just to protect that from scratches and all sorts. And then, yeah, guys, I think that's probably about it. Rear sprocket is looking absolutely snazzy back there. So yeah, that must be at least relatively new. And yeah, that's probably about it, guys. We've got stock foot peg, stock shifter. Everything else seems to be pretty stock on this thing. Yeah, I just love the design. Yeah. As I said, you know, I feel like they kind of hit the sweet spot here with this 2006 model. Yeah, it's just there's so much about the bike that's not just snazzy and that kind of premium. You know, like the swing arm, like the seat. I mean, look at this thing. It looks super, super nice compared to some of the stock seats that we're seeing nowadays. I mean, if you look at the likes of a 06 to 09 R6 seat, it's just a plain old seat. Like, there's no fancy design to it or anything like that. So super nice to see that on these older models. And yeah, guys, I think that's probably about it. I didn't actually see any damage while I was going around the bike. But yeah, nonetheless, we are going to have a look now. Just point out one or two things if there is anything for me to point out, and then following that, we'll jump onto your startup, and then that'll pretty much wrap things up over there. So I see this fairing maybe just needs. Oh, I see it's the same on both sides. So I don't know if it's just a fairing alignment issue. Well, obviously it is a fairing alignment issue. But yeah, I do think that these are new fairings. But yeah, unfortunately, I don't think there's much we can do about that. I will have a chat with a mechanic and see if we can maybe just get that sitting a little bit better. Obviously, as I mentioned, you got double grips here, and there's just a little bit of play in the throttle. And I think that is a result of the new throttle cable in there. Casings have been redone. Oh, I see we actually do have a aftermarket foot brake over here. I didn't notice that when I was on this side of the bike, but it's nice and simplistic. Looks better than stock at least. But yeah, no damage on there, no damage to the swing arm or anything like that. Frame is actually in pretty good condition considering it's a 2006. I'm really not seeing anything, guys. Chain and sprockets is looking good. Unfortunately, I can't see that front sprocket. Casings on this side are all looking pretty snazzy, guys. I'm not seeing any sort of bad scuffing where, the bike would have been dropped. Obviously, you've got the bobbins. Bobbins don't have any scuffing or anything like that on them. Same with the bar end. So I think at least since these have been put on, this thing hasn't been dropped or anything like that. Obviously, due to the new fairing kit, I won't be able to tell previously. But yeah, this thing is clean. Clean. Oh, I did notice something. I don't know what causes it. However, there, look at that. You got like a little bump in the tire, yeah? I don't know what caused that. Let me actually just go and chat to the mechanic and find out what's going on there for you guys. Mr. Shelley, what would cause this to happen?
Pothole.
Pothole.
Yeah.
So what is that? It's just wearing a pothole with the tire, and unfortunately, it hasn't done anything to the rim.
Yeah.
Okay. But I mean, otherwise, the tire's sharp.
Sharp.
Okay, 100%. Baie dankie. Do you have it, ladies and gentlemen, just from a little pothole. As you can see, there's no damage to the rim or anything like that over there. So, yeah, it's pretty weird. Never seen that before, actually. Alrighty, guys. With that being said, let's get a little startup going. Mileage. We are sitting at 31,000 k's on the clock. That's very low mileage for this thing. I got low fuel. I must say, even though it's got like a stock pipe and all that stuff, this thing sounds snazzy as hell. Yeah, that's not in gear. It's just something that the bikes do in neutral. Some of them do it a little bit more than others. I did actually ask someone what it was. I can't remember what it was, but yeah, no, there is a reason as to why it does that. But yeah, I mean, if you check, if I just stop it, it'll probably end up going again. See? So yeah, boys, we're gonna let this thing warm up a little bit, and then we'll give you guys a few reps. Ah. Sounds awesome. And you guys will actually see there, the dash is blue. It looks super nice. Come on, there you go. Look at that. That's so snazzy. I don't know why, but I love it. Looks awesome. Awesome. Yeah, there you have it, guys. That's it, eh? I mean, yeah, unfortunately, as I said, I can't really speak too much in terms of performance, just because I don't have a real good idea of what these things are like. But as I said in the beginning of the episode, guys, it came back because it was too fast. So yeah, guys, that's it from me today. If you have any questions, just drop them down there in the comments. I'll get back to you as soon as possible. And yeah, that's it from me today, guys. Hope you all enjoyed. I'll catch you guys all in episode 12. Peace.